last year, November, Frank Lampard was appointed as Coventry City manager, and after then, he had to turn their season around. We had relegation threatened last year, this season, but then after he took over, he had to do his magic and got them into 5th position at this point now. Coventry City has won 9 games out of 10, losing to only Leeds in the championship. This is a tremendous work being done by Frank Lampard. This is what we are saying, that before a coach gets to this elite angle, elite area, he needs to have a lot of experience gained from the lower division, and this is what Frank needs now, that will rejuvenate his career after having 2 spells or 3 spells in the English Premier League that didn't go well. So you need to gain more experience from the lower division. This is where you have to showcase your potentials, and this is what will put you in front place for you to achieve your greater height in that angle. But then we are still seeing that Frank is also fit to Premier League team, but then he needs also more experience in the Premier League as well, coaching likes of clubs that he can able to maintain a mid-table, like from Crystal Palace and the rest of those teams that are not much pressures. But when you look at when Frank took over Chelsea, there was a lot of pressures because the Chelsea team has spent a lot of money and then are expecting results and what trophies. But then Frank couldn't do it because of his own ideas and how, and also he used a lot of young players. Look at, we are talking about young players that he recruited from the academy. Yes, he did a very great thing for Messi Mount, Tammy Abraham, Fikayo Tomori, and the rest of other players that came up through his raid at that time. But then he needed a experienced player who was going to be able to coach these players on the field of play. And his tactics didn't work. Then he left. Then went to Everton. Everton was threatened with relegation, and then he had to do something. But then he didn't succeed. He succeeded in bringing them out of relegation, and after then he was sacked, and he came back to Chelsea, where he helped Chelsea seasons where we needed him to come and intervene. But then this is what we're talking about. Frank needs a team that has less pressures. Even though the small team, they are pressured, but then it has less pressures. When you lose team, you're not booed by the media, you're not flanked by the media on how poor you make your tactical decisions in the field of play. But what we're saying is that if he needs that kind of experience, so kudos to Frank Lampard, who has also made this Coventry City formidable in the championship and who are also threatening to come back to English Premier League. So kudos to Frank Lampard.